Alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Okar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, in today's lesson, we're going to go to, how Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, okay, how he fights for Israel. Okay, he fights for his people. Alright, so let's go to, we're going to start off in the book of Joshua, chapter 10. Just to let the hopeful elect out there that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he fights our battles. Okay, just like he took out Nimrod, just like he took out Pharaoh and his whole military, his whole army. All right, the Lord always fights for Israel. He don't fight for the heathen. Okay, he may put the heathen, in different kingdoms, but he does not fight for them. Okay, the Lord fights for Israel. Okay, so those of you that truly believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right, the Lord is truly going to fight for you. All right, check this out. All right, so we're going to go into the book of Joshua, chapter 10, verse 12, down to, and we'll go on down, maybe to the 14th verse. We'll see how it goes in the spirit. Okay, Joshua chapter 10, verse 12, down to the 14th verse. Then spake Joshua to the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. See that? So right here, the Lord delivered up, okay, our enemies, the Amorites, before us, okay, the children of Israel, who are the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, same thing. The same thing happened in King David's time. Okay, the time of King David, before he was announced king, before Israel. Okay, David fought Goliath. All right, and what did Goliath say? Goliath said, all right, come before me and I'm gonna slay you, and what did David say? He goes, who are you? Who is this uncircumcised Philistine, to defy the armies of the living power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai? So David said, well, you come at me with your armor and your shield and your sword, and I come to thee in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. David told him, oh, today the Lord's going to deliver you into my hand. Okay, that's how it is. Okay, the battles of the Lord's. Okay, so if the Lord is with, all right, his children, especially with his elect men, then the Lord will literally, he'll deliver our enemies, all right, into the hopeful elect's hands. He'll literally, he'll set them up for you. He'll literally, he'll put them in your hands, just like what happened with, David and Goliath. All right, and he said, in the sight of Israel, son, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. All right, because what happened is that Joshua prayed to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, okay, because he still wanted to keep getting it in. He wanted to finish off the Amorites. All right, so so Joshua prayed to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to keep the sun up, okay, for imagine a whole 24 hours. You imagine, and the sun, verse 13, and the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people have avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and hastened not to go down about a whole day. See that? Because the Lord actually, he delivered the Amorites, okay, into our hands, the Israelites, okay, all right, in the time of Joshua, you see. But not only that, but because Joshua, he wanted to finish him off, so he prayed to the Lord, Lord, please, let the sun stay, keep the sun right there, don't let it go yet, like it regular does. You know how the sun and the moon is always doing this thing? Well, the Lord literally stopped the moon and the sun just for Joshua and the Israelites, to finish off the Amorites. See that? So you gotta remember that in this time that we're in, okay, the Lord can do that. The Lord can stop the moon. Okay, the Lord can stop the sun. Okay, you heathens can't do it. You heathens can't do anything close to that. Anything close to that. Okay, remember, okay, the prophets were raising people from the dead. Yahweh Shai was walking on water. Huh? You know? You see? Um, so this is something that you gotta understand, the living God of Israelites, Yahweh, okay, and his son Yahweh Shai is what Israel is, not with the world. Verse 14, and there was no like, and there was no day like that before it or after it, because even these Edomites to this day, they're still saying, oh, was that even possible? Yeah, it was possible. Of course it was possible. It happened. It's written. With our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, he does divine intervention, miracles, spiritual power. And the Lord hearkened unto the voice of a man, Joshua, for the Lord fought for Israel. Right there. So that is one of the main points right there, because the Lord fought for Israel. Okay, and the Lord don't fight for the heathen. All right, so that's just another point that because that madness is spreading like wildfire, but that's okay, because that the madness is spreading like wildfire. The one where that lie where heathens can heathens is salvation is for the heathens as well. That madness, okay. But that's all right. You know what I mean? The true prophets of Yahweh Bashim El Shai are gonna tell the elect what it is, and then remember the reason why too the Lord, he's allowing that to happen, because remember, the Lord don't want a lot of people. Yes, he's gonna stand up for Israel, but only the elect. So there's a lot of you wicked 2/3 out there. Because remember, the Lord's only going to save 1/3 of Israel, the 144,000, and the 1/3, which is 33.3% of the men, women, and children of you Hebrew Israelites, of the nation of Israel, which consists of 12 tribes across the four corners of the earth. You see? And the 2/3, the 66.6%, okay, the Lord is going to wipe out. All right, so this is something that the Lord fights for Israel, but remember, this time he's only gonna fight for the elect. But remember, the 2/3, you guys are still gonna inherit the kingdom. But the second round, when the elect reprocreate, and have children, in the kingdom. You see? All right, so let's go here. Alright, so now we're going to go to right here, Exodus chapter 14, verse 14. Okay? Right here. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Right here is Exodus chapter 14, verse 14. The Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. Right? Meaning what? Don't get carnal. Don't get no guns like Sakari. What's up with Nate from IUIC getting all types of shields? The Lord says, no, I'm going to fight your battles, But for those of you clowns who are false Israelites, the Lord's not going to fight for you, See? the Lord shall fight for you. So those you have the hopeful elect, remember the Lord's going to destroy our enemies, and you have to really believe that. You have to really believe that. You see, to be carnal, that's enmity with the Most High Yahweh. Okay, because he's saying stay in the spirit. He's saying I created you, and I'm going to destroy your enemies. You see. Okay, so right here is let me see here. Ooh. All right, so let's start right here at verse 8. Okay, Isaiah chapter 41 verse 8. So right here, this is this right here, Isaiah chapter 41 verse 8. Okay, but thou, and on down, but thou Israel, okay, art my servant. So not the world, okay, not Moab, the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Elamites, the Ishmaelites, the Edomites. Israel, art my servant, Jacob. Okay, that refers to us. When someone says, "Hey, look at that Jake," we're referring as, oh, that's an Israelite. Jacob, because we go back to the 12 sons of Jacob, whom I have chosen. See, and it hasn't changed. The seed of Abraham, my friend. See that? The seed of Abraham, my friend. Huh? Because imagine that. Look at how important our forefathers were. And so when the prophets are out there saying that you're an Israelite, you guys don't want it. You're like, no, my daddy's a so-called white man. You guys don't want it. You're saying, no, I'm black. I don't care. Look at how amazing and important our forefathers were. Okay, look at Moses, Noah, Abraham. Abraham, he had so much faith, that he was actually a friend of the Most High. The Lord actually considers him his friend. Okay, you can't say that about any of the other nations. Moab, the Ammonites, the Edomites. How many of you are close? How many of you top elites out there from all you other nations, all you 17 other nations? How many of you guys are friends with Yahweh? Don't worry, I'll wait. None of you, because he's not dealing with none of you. This is why you guys worship the sun, the moon, Allah, Fat Buddha. Okay, you guys are bugged out. All right, the heathen, you guys worship idols. See, verse 9. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant. Here we go. Check this out. I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. Right. So don't lose hope, Jake. It's all right. Although you go through these, these times, these little tough times here and there. Remember, we still got, we still got a long way to go. And you gotta remember that the Lord has not cast, the Lord has not cast away His hopeful elect. You see, verse 10. Fear thou not, so don't fear, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. See, so who's the right hand of Yahweh? Yahweh Shai. You see, behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. See that? So look at all these people that say, oh, you guys are losers and, this and that. That's all right. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. Because they're going to be ashamed. They're going to be scared. Because remember, the Lord's going to start taking out our enemies. Remember, the death angels are out here. Our enemies can laugh all they want. But wait till some of their team members, they start dying. We'll see how we'll see if they're still laughing, like, oh, they're a bunch of retards. All right, we'll see. When people on your team, when when the death angels start taking out, you know, our enemies, and their teams. All right, because when the angels strike, it's frightening. No one expects it. No one expects it. You see, So this is something that remember, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded, all of them. So the Lord's saying all of them, not some of them, because the Lord's gonna get all of them. Everybody, the false prophets, the heathens, and the Edomites. Okay, starting with the Rothschilds, Rockefellers on down. Okay, all the way to Donald Trump's goofy ass. Facts, facts. And the Lord ain't playing, You see? They shall be as nothing. They that strive against thee shall perish, meaning die. So those who are trying to war against the believers of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, especially the prophets, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and the angels are going to kill them. Facts. So remember, the joke's on you. Go ahead and give the men of the Lord a hard time. Go for it. But remember, you're all on death row. Facts, Hey. You see, so this is what the Lord is saying right here, they shall all perish. Verse 12, though thou shalt seek them and shall not find them, because the Lord's going to actually wipe them out. You see? Even them that contend with thee, they that war against thee shall be as nothing. So don't worry about them, Don't worry about them. The Lord's saying, don't worry about them. Just do what I tell you to do. Okay, why are you worrying about them? You already know that the Lord's going to take them out and that they're going to slavery. Don't worry about them. I know they're retards, let them act the way they act. All right, they're not going nowhere. And as a thing of naught, verse 13, for I, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thy worm Jacob. See? And ye men of Israel, I will help thee, said the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Verse 15. Okay? Right. Oh, you know what? Let me break that down. Okay, right here. Right here, it's verse 14. Okay, fear not, thy worm Jacob. So why is the Lord calling us worms? Because we ain't got no military. We ain't, I mean, shoot, we're out here with nothing, But that's okay. But we're not afraid, because we truly believe in the Lord. We're not like these sellouts who are selling out for clout, who are behind doors making deals, for a check, selling out with agents and stuff. Like, we're for real, we work for our living, and we try to do what we can. You see, we're not out here doing stupid stuff, selling drugs and making deals, what corrupt agents and all that. No, we're not doing none of that. We're out here, we're law-abiding citizens. We live a very basic life. But although our enemies have jets and all that, androids and weapons and guns and teams, that don't mean nothing to us, because at the end of the day, our enemies are not going anywhere. Verse 14, fear not, thy worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. So not the world, not the Moabites, some of the heathen, only Israel. I will help thee, said the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. So let's go to, let's check out that word, Redeemer. Hey. Redeem. So right there, you got a definition of a redeemer is a person who brings goodness, honor to something again. A person who redeems. All right. So the Lord is going. He's coming to something again, because the Lord is coming to pick up the Israelites. He's coming to set up the nation of Israel as kings and priests. Okay. Over the planet Earth. Yeah, that's right. And all you heathens are going to hardcore slavery. We're talking hardcore slavery here. Oh yeah. Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 4. Let's see. Let me see here. It might be a little bit here. See here. Yeah, verse 4. So right here, this is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 4. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, my elect. See that? So Jacob, remember, that refers to us, the 12 tribes. All right, and Israel, my elect. So only the Lord has chosen Israel, but right now it's only the elect are gonna make it. I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. Verse 5. I am the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and there is none else. There is no God, there is no power beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun. So the whole world is going to know. All right, because remember, when Yahushua and the angels arrive, they're going to cover the whole planet. Okay, you're talking about planetary takeover. So, does it really matter that what these communities say if somebody don't like you? No, our power, okay, his spaceship is bigger than the planet Earth. So you think, we care about what you peons say? No, we don't care what, you non-believers say, because you can't, you ain't going to change the dynamic of anything, and we trust in the Lord, you see, and because we definitely ain't with, we're not down with this world, once again, you guys heard that, that what Donald Trump's a fruity pebble, okay, you found out that he was a queer, ain't nothing new, Yeah, that's right, Donald Trump. Sit down and put a dress on. You fucking fruitcake. The hell. You see? And you expect us to follow the ways of this world? And woe unto you 2/3. You guys are trying, and you guys are looking up to these so-called white men. You see? We're not being emotional or, oh, they're just mad. No, these are conspiracy facts, baby. We're bringing out facts. You Edomites are complete queers. You see? But hey, just throwing it out there. To show you that, because we tell it like it is. You see? People may not like it. Oh, hey, man, that's hate speech. Yeah, but is it not true? Okay, then. Okay, pues. So what's your argument? Oh, well, that's not right. What's not right? That we're telling the truth? Oh, but what he's doing behind closed doors, that is right? See? And you're telling me this place don't need to be destroyed? That's why it's the hell what these non-believers, the hell with your opinion, because you guys are off your meds, you guys are messed up, man, and it goes way more down the rabbit hole than that, where these elites, sleep and torture children, there's a lot going on. There's a whole lot going on in the black market. Child trafficking, this shit is crazy out here. But that's okay. This is why the death angels are out here. The 144,000 are about to be activated. And they're about to hunt all you devils the fuck down. including Yahushai and Michael the archangel. So that's all right because you're not going anywhere. Just because you elites dig a little hole in the ground, you guys think, oh yeah, we're good 'cause we have a few tunnels. Yeah, right. You devils are in so much trouble. It ain't even funny. Verse Isaiah chapter 45 verse 6, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and there is none else. Right there. There it is. Okay, this is let's continue. All right, right here, verse 7. So this is the scripture right here tells us because the Lord controls both sides. Remember, Yahweh, he created Satan. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai created the angels and all the demons, all the principalities. Who do you think created all that? You're telling me the Lord, the Most High ain't no one to fear? People act like, oh yeah, what does the Lord know? We're good, we're fine, we'll be fine, honey. Yeah, right, There's no, it's unbelievable, but hey, it's prophecy. Verse 7, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. See? But I thought he was all love. So right there, when these wacky-tacky Christians say, oh, the God's all love, throw them that right there. Okay, to you Akiv and Aqua, to the hopeful elect out there, who are teaching. The sisters can't, teach, but, the brothers, those of you that are out there, that's just something right there, little ammo for you, little but that's for you Aqua, you sisters, that's a precept that you guys can learn, so when you see these because you sisters could learn, you guys can watch videos and stuff, so that's just something to further educate you out there. Isaiah 45 and verse 7, I form the light, okay, this is the Lord, and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Verse 8, drop down ye heavens from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it. That's it, Verse 9, because the Lord created everything you see. Without the Lord, nothing would be. Verse 9, woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Yeah, so woe unto you that are, because these elites, what Elon Musk and all these elites, Donald Trump and all these higher elites, they're all getting ready to fight the Lord, You telling me these dudes are not retarded? Let the potsherd strive with the potsherd of the earth. Shall the clay say unto him that fashioned it, what makest thou? Or thy work, he hath no hands? Woe unto him that say unto his father, what begottest thou? Or to the woman, what hast thou brought forth? You see? All right. Verse 11, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the Holy One of Israel, because not the world, only for the Israelites, and his maker, ask me of things to come concerning my sons, because there's 144,000. See, with a plural, sons. See, because Yahushai is the first, but he's not the only. All right, that's something that you churches don't teach out there. Remember, who the world ignorantly and stubbornly called Jesus Christ. His correct name is Yahushai. He's not the only son of Yahweh. There's 144,000, and they're walking the planet Earth right now, and they're about to get activated with spiritual power, and they're about to overthrow these governments, these militaries. Okay, they're about to lay you heathen down, and you 2/3, all you wicked ass Jakes out there. Yahushai, the 144,000, and the angels are coming for you. All of you, every last one of you. That's why the Lord's telling you, Israelites, stop playing, repent. And concerning the work of my hands, command ye me. All right, verse 12, I have made the earth and created man upon it, the Lord. Okay, not no Elon Musk and some goofy ass Edomite. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, the galaxies, the different realms. Look at all the planets. See? And all the hosts have I commanded. Right? Because the Lord controls everything. All right, so we'll leave it right there. Just to let you guys know that, hey man, the Lord's gonna fight for His children. Because I know sometimes it may be hard, and sometimes like, man, hey, remember, you're not alone. Okay, remember that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai fights our battles. So cast your burdens on the Lord. And be patient and watch the Lord work. Okay, be patient when thou art changed into a lower state. Be patient. Throw up your prayers, but believe in your prayers. Don't be weary. Okay, and watch the Lord work. On your feet, soldier. Until next time, Shalom.